John. This is John Matthews. He's going to be tying an alternate version of an Intruder fly. Hi, John.
How you doing, Bill?
Welcome to Spirit River.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Give her a go. Tell us how you put this fly together.
Okay, here we go. Okay, I've got a long shanked hook in the vise. It doesn't have to be an expensive hook because we're going to cut the end of it off anyway. This is an Intruder type fly that originally, as far as I've known, originated in British Columbia and has kind of grown in popularity down the lower 48.
My understanding was somebody in Washington came up with it, but I can't remember who.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. It's a good fly.
Hey, it's
That's
a
what
good
matters.
bug, and there's lots of versions of this.
Edward? Edward came up with it,
Edward,
supposedly, yeah.
okay, he's a good tire.
Anyway.
At any rate, what I'm
Show
going
us how
to
you
do,
attach that back hook.
I'll do it. Okay, I'm going to start my thread on the hook.
Using a 3/0 or a 140 denier
Yeah,
thread,
140.
so it's a heavy thread.
Yeah, some kind of heavier thread. And I'm going to lay a nice layer of thread down there now.
Yeah, I always stress a good base of thread helps keep materials on the hook well.
Well, it does. It really does. Now, we got a piece of beading wire, which you can find at most craft shops. And what I'm going to do is, I've got one of Spirit River's sickle hooks. They're a very good strong hook. Got a kind of a unique design on them. I kind of like them.
Yeah, those are come from Matsuo, and the reason they designed that sickle hook is it's got a couple sharp bends in it, so when you hook a fish, it locks on.
Yeah, it just locks them.
Yeah.
I'm going to pass. I made a loop with the beading wire, and I'm going to take both bitter ends, Old Navy term, the bitter end, and I'm going to pass it through the eye of that hook, loop it over, bring them together. So I've got basically a straight line, just like that. I will take this now and take both bitter ends of that wire, pass it through our front hook, and I'm going to leave myself about an inch and a quarter from the eye of the hook to where we begin the thread, and that's where we're going to end it. And there's a reason for that, and that is that I can, if for some reason this hook breaks, or you get a, Moby Dick on the end of there and it bends it out, you can change the hook without losing the fly. So with that, I'm going to lash this right down. I'm going to turn it over, at least take the hook out of the vise, stick it in here upside down. I will then bend that bitter end all the way back, and I'm going to come back about halfway and lash that down really good, and I'll guarantee you, and then cut it off. I think. There we go.
Well, I'm glad to see our videos, our telephones aren't going off in this one, and lights aren't falling off the wall.
Well, that's good. That's a plus.
Yeah.
Hey, we're ahead in this game.
Eventually, you're going to cut that second hook off, though.
Oh yeah, that second hook's going to get cut off right there,
Right behind the thread. Okay,
right
good.
behind the wire.
I might add too, John, that the advantage on having a trailer hook like that is that when you hook a fish, they don't have the leverage as they would with a long.
Right,
long
exactly.
hook.
Keeps them more in control.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've got a Spirit River Dazzle Eye, and I'm going to come up to about 2/8, almost a quarter of an inch, not quite, behind the eye of the hook. I'm going to lash this thing on here with figure eights, and around the post. And our big thread we're about done with. I'm going to tie that off with a whip finish. Good idea to use a little bit of super glue on this. Not much, just need a little bit, and that will sink right into that thread and that wire, and this thing will never pull out. You'll bust the leader, break the leader, or you'll break the hook or straighten the hook out before it'll pull out. And if you're onto 10, 15 pound steelhead, you definitely do not want that back hook pulling out, because then you start phoning me. I tied the fly. Okay.
Looks like you prepped that piece of marabou.
Oh yeah, I can put this all up.
That's UV enhanced
That's
marabou?
that's your UV enhanced marabou.
Just so everybody knows, we have a proprietary little technique that we're using to UV enhance a lot of our materials now.
Yeah.
We're doing that all here, right here in Oregon, in-house, and fish can see it a whole lot better underwater
Oh yeah.
than material that hasn't been UV enhanced.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wind that marabou on there. Probably have 3 or 4 wraps. Now, this can be kind of challenging because the stem on the marabou, any marabou, is quite thin. So you kind of want to kind of treat this with kit gloves real easy. And just kind of loosely wind that thing on there because we're going to go right over the top of the wraps with wraps anyway. It's going to be lashed down pretty good. Okay, after that, a couple wraps around there. A couple more wraps and very gently pull it back and wrap over the top a bit. Now be very careful because there's a fish hook right here. It'll wake you right up. See that guy?
What was it?
It's a big old wasp and he's right there. That thing, look at the size of that thing. That thing's got a mind long enough, big enough to remind.
We're in an old warehouse.
Yeah, that thing, darn thing, remember you, be careful.
Oh yeah, he's not happy.
He's a big one.
Okay, sorry to threaten your life with the yellow jacket, John, but
well, we got it. We got it. We're under control here.
Here on the Umpqua, we live a life of danger.
That's right. Every day when we wake up, we got to go fishing. Okay, now we got some Crystal Splash, another product of Spirit River. This is a little bit stiffer than a lot you get. I like this stuff. I really do like this because it's a nice stiff product, stays out.
That's what my wife said.
Yeah? That's what she said, huh? Okay, we got about...
You're leaving that one alone, huh?
At any rate.
What's that? The stars?
This is the stars. This is yours too.
Look at that.
It's your stars.
I actually know
We
what
got
it is.
3 different sizes this year available at Spirit River. We got the petite, which is this stuff's real small, and then we've got a medium size and the Estars Grande.
Actually, we have a UV stars too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, neat. Well, put it back on here
Since
again.
that flies a lot of UV materials in it.
And we're going to give this about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About 8 wraps should be good. 7, 8. Depending on what you want to do. And there again, we're going to leave it back about maybe 2/8 of an inch because from the eye, because we need to tie on 2 more or 4 more pieces of Crystal Splash, followed by more marabou.
Doesn't matter what color Crystal Splash you're using on that stuff.
I like to use, like I say, if your fly was all orange or orange and red, I'd want to go to maybe a red Crystal Splash or something like that. With purple and black, I like the purple a whole lot, and so at any rate. So, okay, now I'm going to tie in the black. And again, we're going to very carefully wind this marabou on here.
Looks like one of the tricks is you really get that hack plier in there and grab that quill.
Yeah, you got to grab that stem.
That stem at the end,
Yeah.
the tip of it. Yeah.
And be really careful because I've done this so many times to where I got right up to the end of it and the hackle plate, it breaks.
Let's hope that doesn't happen today. Oh, you got away.
Got it.
All right.
Look at that. Okay, bend that back like that. Let's put a couple more pieces of Crystal Splash in here for the front. And then we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to use some of Spirit River's UV Enhanced Guinea. And that's going to make a nice collar for this. So I've got it all prepared here.
Yeah, that's nice. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I did.
So you've stripped off one side
I
of it.
stripped up one side of it. And I'm going to cut that end off.
So the curvature is going to curve backwards.
Yeah, all these things is going to curve backwards. Okay. Grabbing it with the end of the hackle pliers. And as I'm doing this, I'm folding it back. And it's going to tie a nice little collar on there.
You know,
See
John,
that?
we just found that new large-eyed guinea.
Yeah,
Extremely difficult to come by.
it is that.
A large world stash of it, and so people are starting to buy that from us like crazy. That stuff's hard to
Oh
get.
yeah,
It's
it is
gorgeous.
nice. Good
Look
stuff.
at the modeling that gives that fly.
Oh yeah. It's a nice, different color of color on that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to lash that down really good. Cut off what's left of the stem.
Now you're going to show us the that new tip-dyed Amherst, right?
Yeah, we've got tipper guinea. Or not guinea, but
I'm sorry, ostrich.
ostrich. I'm going to take a couple strands of it. There, like that. I'm going to trim off those tips just a little bit of the ends here. A couple, 3 or 4 more strands. Put them down below here. Now they may go off at right angles or kind of whiffy, but when they get in the water, they're gonna move.
Yeah, those things are going to swim, aren't they?
Oh man! And I'll turn that right over so we can put a few pieces down below. Like that. And spread them out.
Again, that material is all hand tip dyed by us right here.
Yeah.
You know, in the North Umpqua and Glide, Oregon.
Yep.
Providing American jobs.
That's right. And that's the big thing nowadays.
And rightfully so.
Mm-hmm. Now you see how that splays out? That fly is going to swim like you won't believe. Okay, for the head, we're going to use Spirit River's Polar Air, chopped up and put on a dubbing brush. I'm going to tie that right in, right in the back of the eyes. Lash it down real good. Be very careful. And kind of move it towards the front. And then we're going to take one lap behind. Come up.
Figure eight it.
Yeah, kind of figure eight it. Like that. Clip it off.
Boy, that's a gorgeous fly, John. That looks a lot different than the other intruder you tied.
Yeah, it does.
That's quite nice.
Just the difference of a few little materials.
Mm-hmm.
And you can take a thing and now we'll take it out of the vise. Now we're going to clip that front hook off. Just like this. Kind of pull it down. Take a pair of pliers and be careful where the hook's going to fly because it's going to go somewhere. Okay, boys, duck.
Oh, right in my sack.
Ah. How's that feel? And there we have
Ow!
Ow! An intruder.
Oh, take
Like
that
that.
out, would you? Beautiful